Only the worthy could wield its power. The power of Horus. Less than an inch. Dual graphics GTX 860M. Exclusive thermal technology. Surround vision. Immersive sound. Enhanced macro engine. It's time. You are the chosen one. New mission directed receive. Targeting hostile position. Destination approaching. When you make a choice, you change the future. Let's begin. GTX SLI Gaming Laptop X7 Horus.
Okay guys, welcome back. I'm RidditZ. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm a caster for Nav TV. I'll be plugging myself and Nav TV and Gigabyte throughout the rest of this game, of course. Don't worry about that. I'll send you guys links later on to see who I am. And yeah, let's get straight into the bans and the drafts right now, guys. It is Veneration GPF Guerrilla Police Force up against Ventus Pro. I think this is going to be one hell of a match. Probably favoring GPF a little bit, but Ventus Pro can surprise us. Of course, Sedge being the captain now, moving from the old Veneration team. So it's basically old school Veneration versus new school, which is the new school, which is Guerrilla Police Force, and they're actually old school players with Truck, Frenzy, Smoke, Fancy, all old school South African players in. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how this actually turns out. But let's go quickly straight into the bans and the picks so far. Veneration, of course, starting off with a Clockwork ban out. Ventus Pro going for the Axe ban. Axe ban, I think, in every single Premier Division, Gaming League Premier Division match that I've cast so far this year, Axe has been a first ban. So quite interesting to see him still being banned out first. No one giving the other team a chance to actually pick him up. Veneration go then with a Bristleback ban out here, both offlaners, and Ventus Pro decide to go for that Sniper ban out. Sniper, of course, rising to fame over the past few months in the South African scene. We have seen him played in the international scene as well, but it's just constantly, if he's not banned out, he is picked up, especially with a strong core to actually tank it up in front, to take the damage in front with a sniper standing behind. Veneration decide to go for Earthshaker first pick here. Quite an interesting first pick, I have to say. There's quite a lot of other heroes that are still in the pool. With a lot of other supports as well, the Lion, the Venge, Witch Doctor, which are all you know, how can I say, quite popular picks in the South African scene. Ventus Pro decide to go for a Tide Hunter Marana combo to start things off with, so we will probably be seeing Sedge in that offlane Tide Hunter role. Veneration Guerrilla Police Force, of course, picking up the Shadow Fiend after that, and well, they decide to ban out the Juggernaut. So just quickly going to take a sip of my whiskey here, and then we'll continue on talking and explaining some of the picks in the band for those of you that might not know.
Reserve time.
If there are any issues in game with the audio or on stream with the audio, guys, please, if you're on stream, just message me. It is, of course, hitbox.tv/navtv-dota. Any audio issues there, guys, please hit me up. I am busy monitoring that as well. Or just send me a Steam message for those of you that have me on Steam. A lot of you guys do. So just let me know if there's any issues with the audio or anything else. I'd appreciate some feedback. Or you can just go onto my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/RidditZ, and I'll check that between games. Anyway, Veneration, as I did say, VnR decided to ban out the Juggernaut. After that, Ventus Pro gone for that Vengeful Spirit. You know, like I did say, Vengeful Spirit still quite strong in the South African scene. It's quite an interesting hero to have, especially if you have something like an Earthshaker. You can always be caught out, swap the Earthshaker in. It's an instant blink or a free blink early on, or you can always get the Earthshaker or the Shadow Fiend, especially Shadow Fiend, out of trouble from quite early on. Veneration, VnR have decided to go for that Storm Spirit ban out, so quite an interesting one here. Probably Death Cookie, if I'm not mistaken. I actually can't remember who plays mid for Ventus. Probably Death Cookie, aka Awesomeness. But Storm Spirit being banned out there, so 2 offlaners, 1 carry, and 1 mid. So core is being banned out here by VnR GPF. Ventus Pro. Sorry, someone's just coming in here. Ventus Pro decided to go now for that Wind Ranger or Wind Runner ban out as their last ban. Another core support. You can also run him in the offlane mid, in the offlane role or the mid role if you really want to. I just think that he's a little bit stronger in the mid / support role if you were on that number 4 role. Even though you already have an Earthshaker, yeah, interesting ban out. Ventus Pro decided to go now for the Lion pick here, so that's going to be either their second support or their first support. We don't know yet where the Mirana is going to run. If it's going to be a farming Mirana, which I doubt. It can also be a mid Mirana, which I doubt. It can be a roaming Mirana, which is possible, especially with a Lion combo. So we'll probably be seeing the Tidehunter going offlane Mirana, and Lion roaming can put out quite a significant amount of damage there, especially if the Mirana stands a little bit further off. Lion smokes in, gets a Hex off, gets a stun off, straight into a 5-second arrow from Mirana. You should be able to kill the Shadow Fiend pretty easy, especially since Shadow Fiend does not start with a lot of HP to swap in the early game. I mean, you really have to buff up Shadow Fiend, and until you have something like your Manta or even your crap items, slowly but surely, like, just going out of my mind right now. Noob casting alert, guys. Your Manta, sometimes go for BKB. Depending on who you're up against, you can also go for your Butterfly. But until you have those core items up, Shadow Fiend is extremely squishy. But Troll Warlord being picked up here, going for a seemingly Year Beast type of draft here with the Shadow Fiend and the Troll Warlord. So let's see what Veneration decides to go for here. I probably think GPF are going to be running the Troll in the safe lane with the Shadow Fiend mid. Faceless Void being picked up here, so we might just see a farming Faceless Void. Veneration going extremely greedy. They need a blink up on the Earthshaker. They need a blink up on the Batrider. They need at least 2 core items up on the Shadow Fiend, and as well at least 1 core item up on the Troll. I mean, Troll's not that bad, but he is also still quite squishy early on. So VnR going extremely greedy into this first game, feeling very confident. Let's see what Ventus Pro can actually do about this. I mean, that Faceless Void can shut down the Batrider, the Troll, the Shadow Fiend, and the Earthshaker. With a Chronosphere, the Faceless Void going for the Mask of Madness build should be able to kill the Shadow Fiend pretty early on as well. So Ventus Pro can sort of punish the aggroness or the aggressiveness, greediness coming through here from GPF. Let's see if they actually manage to do that, if they manage to rotate around successfully or not. The problem is here, GPF, if they do get a good start, they will just steamroll, and there's not much Ventus can do about it. Ventus Pro do decide to ban out the Rubik here. Quite a lot of skills to steal. The Tidehunter, Ravage, Mirana, Arrow, Mirana, Ultimate, the Lion Finger of Death, Stun, Hex, and of course the Faceless Void, Chronosphere. All very powerful abilities to steal, so quite a good ban out there from Ventus Pro. VnR decide to go for another mid-hero ban out with the Queen of Pain. I mean, Queen of Pain can combo quite nicely with the Faceless Void. If you get a Chronosphere onto 2 or 3 heroes, that's an instant ulti, Scream of Pain over those heroes. So good ban out here from both teams. Let's see who they actually decide to go on and who they decide to pick here for the last mid hero.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
Dire team pick.
Ventus decide to pick up a Magnus here. I'm not quite sure about that. I do understand the whole wombo combo with a Magnus reverse polarity into a Faceless Void, or a Tidehunter ultimate into a Magnus reverse polarity, but where's the damage coming out? I mean, everything's relying here on the Faceless Void, and I don't see much more damage coming through here apart from the Faceless Void and a little bit of burst from the Lion, Tidehunter, Murano a little bit as well, Magnus a little bit, but not a lot of damage. Although, however, VnR don't have the tankiest heroes, if I can put it that way. I know a lot of people don't like classifying heroes as tanks or not, but that's basically what it comes down to. So if they get a few good combos off early on, it can just work out for them. But guys, let me introduce you to the team from Ventus Pro. It is going to be Death Cookie on the Magnus. Minol 3 is running on the Mirana here. Grime, of course, playing that carry role in the Faceless Void. Flaming Sheep on that line support, and of course off lane it is going to be Sedge, or Cotton Eye Joe, as most of you guys know him. Meanwhile, for VnR, it is going to be Plick here on the hard carry role with the Troll Warlord. Smoke is running the Skyrath Mage as a support. Frenzy, of course, on that Shadow Fiend mid. Fancy, you guys should actually know Fancy quite a lot, or quite well, from the South African scene over the past few years, playing on that number. Probably number 4/5 role support with the Earthshaker and the offlane truck on Batrider. Batrider, of course, being a, how can I put it, signature hero for Rage Boss, one of the other preferred mirrors. I have to, well, the preferred offlaners. I have to say, Rage Boss is probably the best Batrider in SA at this point. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how Truck actually does on this offlane, especially against 3 disables possibly, and well, possibly bashes as well. He might just die. It's going to be quite interesting. Oh, got Nigel taking quite a bit of damage. My mouse sensitivity is quite high, guys. Sorry about that. And
The battle begins.
Anyway, guys, for those of you guys watching in game, thanks a lot for joining. I'm RidditZ. I'm a caster for Nav TV. This is going to be quite an interesting game, quite an interesting matchup. Old VnR players versus new VnR players. You guys can check out the stream. Oh, I'm just quickly going to plug myself here. I mean, why not? Guys, can check out the stream if you guys want to, and as well my Facebook page, facebook.com/RidditZ Dota. Plugs galore, guys. We are busy casting live on Hitbox right now with full transcoding as well, low, medium, and high settings. But let's actually go straight into the game, guys. It is going to be Death Cookie here on mid versus Frenzy. It's going to be an interesting matchup here. Frenzy, of course, as soon as he gets level 2, might just start harassing out Magnus. Might want to get a few right clicks onto him. Of course, not doing a lot of damage right now. Going for that Wraith Band, trying to boost it up as much as possible. And, well, Death Cookie already has his bottle on his way. Some nice last hits moving through towards his side. Meanwhile, the Truck taking a bit of harassment, still level 1, doesn't have that level 2 up yet with that sticky napalm. Support's doing a very good job here, you know, trying to harass him out, but the problem is not actually keeping creep equilibrium and, well, giving Truck basically full waves of XP and 2 range creeps as well, so they'll put him on level 2 already. Meanwhile, let's check offlane. Tidehunter already has level 2 as well, so both offlaners doing similarly in their lanes. Tidehunter is though sitting at 0 for 0. The Batrider, of course, 1 for 0, so pretty much equal. Frenzy taking quite a bit of harassment, level 3 up, going for 2 levels up in Shadow Rays already, so might start harassing out the Magnus here. Oh, stacks, is it actually going to stack? Yes, it should. Ooh, I heard they might actually see a first blood here coming through from Frenzy. They want to go. Is there actually going to be an arrow in time? Well, Lion is actually busy running. He might actually get the stun off. Is he in range? The rage is there. He actually gets it, but there's nothing's going to come from that. The salve, unfortunately, from the Shadow Fiend, keeping him alive there. And, well, just a little bit of back and forth there in the mid lane. Wow, my mouse sensitivity is way too high. Just quickly going to try and sort that out. Okay, mouse sensitivity is a lot lower, so it should be a little bit better here for me, so that the mouse doesn't actually jump around. And pauses coming through here from Flaming Sheep. Let's quickly see why they paused. Well, no one knows. quickly have a look at the supports. Lion still sitting at level 1. Morana does have that level 2, so she does have leap as well as 1 arrow. There is a smoke available here. We might actually see them smoke around going here onto Shadow Fiend on the middle lane. Quite an interesting pause. He's actually asking to pause. Yep. Don't actually know why the guys are pausing right now. Batrider sitting at level 3 and just a little bit over level 3. Meanwhile, Tidehunter is still sitting at that level 2 mark. Hasn't been able to actually get anything. He might just try and contest a little bit here. Sorry, I had some ping problems. Yeah, so we might just see Tidehunter trying to contest here a little bit, but the problem is he can get burst out quite a bit from the Skywrath and as well the Earthshaker. So he does have a double damage run up. Trying to block up the creeps as much as possible. He might just stand here just to steal a little bit of XP behind this tree line. Nope, Scarlet Mage spots him out, and that will probably be the end of that. We know Batrider's slowly but surely moving into the jungle. Quite surprised that the supports haven't stacked up at least, well, these two camps, because Batrider can, of course, quickly farm through them, moving through. Unfortunately, Golem's being down the middle lane, but we do see an engagement here. Frenzy, well, I think he might just die being pushed back. Who's going to get the first blood? Magnus actually gets it. Chain stunning, not completely there, but I mean, you don't have to do that, especially up against a Shadow Fiend that does not have a lot of HP. So good first blood, going through towards Magnus. My mouse is jumping around a lot. Nah, hate it. First blood going the way of Magnus. He's just reached his level 5, and of course Batrider moving to the middle lane just to try and steal a little bit of XP. Well, he has to be very careful here. Magnus, I don't know why he's still there. He might actually be able to die here. Arrow flying through, goes straight between the two heroes, so doesn't get anything. And well, Magnus